Hey guys, welcome to the show. My name's Max. I appreciate you all for being here. I'm going to put both shows together this morning. The YieldMax and Defiance shows. The Defiance portion will be the first 5 minutes or so. The YieldMax portion will be the rest of it. So if you're here for YieldMax, just go to the rest of it. Four past the first couple of minutes, please. All right, so let's start with Defiance. And then we'll even talk about the round hill and the other stuff we talk about. All right, Defiance. These guys sold the 57.25 strike on JEPY anyway. All right, so that means we want to market over 57.25. Well, look, right now the market's at 57.16. Okay, so what does that mean? It means it's like, what is that, 8-point-something points in the money. Let's see what this number says. 8.22. Okay. Well, that means instead of making 242,000, these guys are only making 97,000, only realizing 97,000 at this point in the day, which is 10 basis points, which is good. Remember, Jay said yesterday they want to average 15. So let's see how that's been going. Yesterday they got 38. The day before they got 1. But that's because they almost lost money. I mean, they can't control. Some days the market won't cooperate. But the day before that, they got 57, and then they got 7, then they got 35, 36, 44, 48, 64. It looks like they've been doing great on their, looks like their 15 basis points is in no problem, is in no danger this month. Now, what happens though is you get a series of losing days, and it'll take that average right back down. But we've been doing really well this month. All right, so the dividend estimate is $2.34, which comes to, I'm going to take the old estimate off there this next month. So it's $2.34, comes to around 63, 64%. All right, so let's see what else is going on. Let's go to TripleQy. There's not a lot of premium in these options today. One of these guys didn't even get any extrinsic premium. It looks like they sold an in-the-money option that didn't even have an out-of-the-money component, which isn't usually how they do it. But that was on IWMY. We'll get to that in a second. All right, these guys sold this strike right here, so we want the price above this strike right here, whatever that is, 19.899. Call that 19.9. Anyway, we need 19.9. Market is at 19.881, so that's 18, 19 points, something like that inside in the money, unfortunately. So we'll have to take that off our, we'll have to, if this was the end of the day, we'd have to pay to close that. Was it 18? No, 17 points. All right, so instead of making 800,000, we're only realizing 600,000 at this point in the day. However, capture percentage, 31 basis points. You can see these guys have had no problem capturing basis points lately, but they've been on a hot streak, to be fair. So $1.11 is the running earnings per share. Dividend estimate is $2.51, which comes to 83%. Looks like TripleQy is up a little bit. I was trying to make some new content here. So it's up a little bit, 17 bips, which is great. And how much is it capturing? It's capturing 31 bips right now at this point in the day. So the market's not even giving it credit for all it's capturing. But be that as it may, TripleQy, great fund. It's a target fund. They aren't going to, they're going to be down a little bit more because they didn't bring in as much premium. So unfortunately, now if the market goes up, and on days the market's up big, of course, TripleQy does much better. Same thing with QDTE. On days when the market gaps up, QDTE beats these other funds. But when the market doesn't gap up, not the case. QDTE lags, and right now it's lagging these other funds. It's early. It's, it's like it's 10:17 here in Hill Country. Okay, so let's look at IWMY. Now, this one, I really didn't understand this. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. I have too much other stuff to do today. It is what it is. If I catch an error, it just didn't look like enough premium, but I checked it 3 times, and it made no extrinsic. It's actually 17 points out of the money. So I have to, my logic can't pick this one up, but for some reason, the market closed last night at 22.20. IWM closed at 22.20. This is the 22.47. All right. Well, anyway, and they only had $8 for it. So there's no out of the money part. It's all in the money. And so the intrinsic is 8 and the extrinsic is 0. I just can't believe they did that. They don't usually do that. You don't see extrinsic as 0. So it's got to be an error, right? But maybe for whatever reason they wanted to go in the money to capture more NAV or whatever just today because they see something or who knows. Okay, so anyway, we're rooting for 22.47. Right now the market's trading at 22.18, of course. 47 minus 18, what is that, 35 or something? Or 37 or I don't know, 39. Anyway, the computer will tell us. It's 28. Nice job, Max. All right. These guys were trying to make 600,000 and they're down 1.2 million, which is losing 95 basis points. So these guys are definitely struggling with their 15 basis point capture. Although I will have you noticed 4 days ago, they made 111 basis points. Day before that, 75. You guys could see they make mega basis points on most days. But this is the most volatile of the 3 funds, and they also lose mega basis points. They're losing almost 1% now. So, oh well. All right, they're up 46 cents a share, earnings per share, right now at this point in the month. $2.89 is the dividend estimate, which comes to a whopping 93%, which is awesome. All right, so IWMY's change on the day is down 35 bips. We can see it's getting killed. It's actually losing more than that. The market's actually giving IWMY a little extra credit. Probably expect IWMY to drop as the day goes on or the market to go up. But in any event, let's see how it's doing compared to its competitors. I bet you RYLD isn't working because there's no way it's unchanged. But anyway, IWMY is down 52 basis points, but look at old RDTE. Ooh, people love this fund, and it's only down 3 basis points. So, but this fund profits off gap ups. We all know that. That's all we talk about lately. It's all I talk about. So was there a gap up in the Russell today? I don't know. I didn't think so. I follow the S&P more than the Russell, but there was. Look at that. It went from 20 to 27. So it's a 7-point gap on 2,000. So like 1%. It's like 1/3%, 33 basis points just off. Of course, it has to stay up there, though, for them to realize it by the end of the day. But anyway, these guys are going for a little bonus money because of the gap up. Great job. Great job, RDT. Okay, so USO, they're I'm sorry. My apologies. I love these little Mio drops. All right. Not sponsored. So USOY, same thing as always. They have the 72 strike option sold. We're going to look at a chart of it. The main thing here that people are interested in is the dividend estimate, which is at $1.14. Well, I don't know. I think that sounds a little bit high. I'm going to, I didn't look at it before this show, but anyway, well, I'll look at that, but that would be nice. I mean, I'm not against it. Okay. So that's USOY, but anyway, they're on the hook. It's for the 72 strike put. So they're looking for prices above 72 in the USO. Well, prices are trading at 73.26. So these guys are loving life. We'll look at the charts real quick, then we'll go to YieldMax, but look at the index charts. Well, market sold off this morning, but it's a nice face-ripping turnaround, right? Nice bounce. Okay. So that's NASDAQ, and so that's TripleQy's profit box, right? Now let's look at IWMY. This is the one where the profit box doesn't go down far enough to get anything out of the money. I don't know why they did it this way. Maybe it's a clerical error. Maybe they meant to type 18 and they typed 8. not the end of the world. The good thing about this, if it's not a clerical error, this trade has tons of upside. And if there's an up day today, this fund, IWMY, will do better than the other Russell funds because they'll catch all that. They'll get credit for all that upside. All right. So now let's look at USO. I promised you we'd look at that, the 72 strike option. You can see they sold the 72 last week. The price was over it. Then they closed it at some point and rolled at the 72 this week. Now, granted, they didn't get very much premium for it, but anyway, they're earning all the premium they're trying to earn right now, or they're going for it. They're, you know. All right, so now let's go to the YieldMax universe. Or no, actually, let's look at the new buffer report. This is still part of the Defiance report. Because the indexes, I put all the indexes, even though these aren't Defiance, but I compared them with the Defiance, because Defiance is indexes. All right, so here we go. Here's all the indexes. You can see SPY-T's getting killed. SVOL, I mean, getting killed. It's down 27 bips. It's not a big deal. But compared to the other ones, SPY-T is one of the worst looking funds out there. SVOL's equally, SVOL and AIPI are equally as poorly performing right now, but look at old FEPI. FEPI outperforming on the upside, as is YieldMax. ULTY going down, IWMY down. We just looked at that chart. IWMI is even down more. Clip, KLIP is having a good day. I think that's the Chinese internet covered call play. They sell calls on KWeb, I believe. I'm just not bullish on China, so I won't talk about that much, but I know some people probably have it. Look at old THTA, up 21 bips, outperforming its benchmark. And USOY, we just talked about that, having a good day, not having as good of a day as its underlying, but oh well, be that as it may. All right, now we're into YieldMax land. Welcome to the YieldMax update. So let me move this out of the way. So here's a single stock buffer report. Let's see what's moving today. I haven't even looked at this myself. Babo is moving. Look at that. Now it's not up as much as the parent, but I mean, being up 372 basis points is a good problem to have. I mean, and lagging the parent is still a pretty good problem to have. All right, look at GDXY doing well. Just about all of these are uncapped now. So last week I put the uncapped ones on the left side of the chart, but this week they're just about all uncapped. But I don't believe GDXY is. If it is, I didn't see any evidence of it. But most of these are uncapped. So, but it's early in the week, and we don't have really any outperformance on the upside yet outside of NVDY. Nice job, NVDY. Oh, look at that. And this one's uncapped XOMO, and it's also outperforming on the upside. All right, now let's see if we have any kind of bad standouts. I mean, it's early in the day. There's really, Snowy's down a little bit. Cody's pulling back a little bit, but it's showing some buffer. You know, that's AMSI's pulling back, but it's back less than half as much as the parent asset. So that's, you know, we'll take it. And the market's trying to turn around right now. So hopefully if the market turns around, this could look vastly different at the end of the day. All right, so no, I don't want that. Here's all the call spreads we had on last week above the black line. Where it went green is where they went into the money and made extra money for the funds. So that was JPMO. That was a great call there. And APLY made a lot of money last week. Apple blew up. They had written the they had ridden the 220 strike, but they had sold the 223.75 strike, which is a weird strike price. But it went well over that. It finished the week 1.5% above that. Okay, so right now we have a lot more on the you know, we have a lot more on the good list. They're all uncapped. Great job, Jay. Great job, Sylvia. Well, this isn't Sylvia. Sylvia's doing a good job too to bring weeklies to Defiance. Anyway, Sylvia's doing a great job, but this is a great job, Jay, right? All right. Sylvia's doing a great job in the last report, the Defiance report. But anyway, at this early point in the week, the only one that's above its strike is InFly. Now, there's some other ones that are close, though. I mean, AMZ and Bobo. We just saw Bobo's blowing up, but those are getting ready to go past their strike. So, I mean, it would appear. So we need the market to keep rallying, but those are on the watch list. I mean, they're both 1% away. Yeah. AMZ's 1.8 and Bobo's 1% away, but that's nothing for funds like these, and they're closer than the other ones, right? That's what I was saying. So those are all our call spreads. We'll keep a daily look on those. Now let's talk round hill dividends. Here's my rolling. It was 32 cents on Friday, which I don't know why I guessed that high. It's because I hadn't talked to my subscriber yet that called and gave me some intel on it. So then I lowered it to 29, and now it's 28 cents. But what I'm looking at here, if you guys are interested in this, Round Hill sells options first thing in the morning. As soon as they come in, they write, or sometime in the first hour or whatever. So there is a one-day VIX. You don't see it on CNBC. They show you the 30-day VIX. The VIX is the 30-day by default, but there's a VIX 1D, and they have it on, and it stands for one-day VIX, and of course, and they have it on trading platforms. Anyway, they also have the ability on trading platforms to pull the opening price of a security or the closing price. All right, and this doesn't trade after hours. So I just have charted out the opening price because that is the environment that these guys are selling options in. Now, the closing price is the environment that Defiance is selling options in at the close of the day. And you can see some days there's like a 10, 20% difference between the open and the close of the day, usually because of there's news hitting the next morning. And so the vol's jacked. But you can see right here on the 17th, AM vol's just an 11. And you can think of AM vol in the same way you think of VIX. If you think of an 11 VIX, this is the same thing as 11 on the one day. It's the similar type of volatility. In other words, not very volatile. But the PM volatility hit at 21. I forgot, maybe the market sold off that day, or maybe there was a big number coming out the next day. Let's go look at the 17th and kind of see how it works. Might be interesting to look at, right? But anyway, that's what I'm doing on the Round Hill dividends. I'm trying to, there's other YouTubers that follow the trades. Go watch Reaching Riches. He does a way better job than I ever will. I'm just trying to look for general trends in the market, because I'm trying to cover all the funds and not just, I want to talk about Defiance, YieldMax, Round Hill, and any other ones that are super interesting that come out. All right. So I have 2 new videos. I stayed up late writing videos last night, and I have 2 new videos coming out today. So I'm going to kind of cut this report short today. And I'm going to go get those other videos out. So you guys are really going to like them, I think. All right. But let's make sure we've covered all the bases here. So Round Hill. So yeah, I'm going 28 cents. What my subscriber told me, and he's also my friend and my brother-in-law, what he told me is he had talked to somebody at Round Hill or emailed somebody at Round Hill, and they pay 5 days behind. So what I was saying here is I look at a 5-day rolling average, because a 5-day rolling average takes the last 5 days of AM volatility. And so that's what I'm kind of looking at. I'm looking at a 5-day rolling average. Then I can also look at an all-time rolling average. So this is all-time morning volatility. So like today, the all-time volatility, all-time average, since as long as this fund has been out, is a 10 vol, okay, in the AM. Well, the 5-day rolling average is a 12.5. Okay. So that goes into my formula. I have a little formula I'm working on, but that's something to consider now. But based on what my brother-in-law told me, so they pay 5 days behind. So really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really you're looking at this 5-day period. The reason the last one was less because there was a holiday in there anyway. So this is a 12 vol, which is about the same as we have anyway. So that's not that much difference. And the all-time is still at 10 at that point. So volatility is elevated over their all-time average by about 20%. All right. So I use that and a few other things that goes into my estimate. But anyway, we'll see how I do. Full disclosure, yeah, last time I guessed, yeah, 32 cents and it came out 20. Here's the actual. I need to put the actual in this column. Anyway, I believe we'll hear tonight what it is, right? Declaration Day is Wednesday, but they announced Tuesday after the close. I think that's what they did last week. Anyway, we'll see. Fingers crossed. What do you guys think? Leave your opinions in the comments. But like I say, I'm going to let you guys go. Let's see what the market's doing. The market's, look at this. The market's rallying. The past 3 time frames is blowing up. Oh, one thing, Max's volatility metrics. I have a couple of subscribers that are interested in that. It's been doing really well lately. So we're going to look at that really quick. All right. Well, let's see here. All right. Max's volatility metric is bearish. I mean, it's bullish short term, but bearish longer term, and has been since late July. This big box right here, the top is the VIX, but the big box right here, the larger box is the longer time frame. But yeah, since July 19th, it turned bearish and hasn't turned bullish since. The shorter time frame occasionally gives you relief rallies where it turns green. We're in one of those right now where they're selling volatility. So you could see volatility is nowhere close to the 200-day moving average, which is one of the triggers for this system. When volatility is over the 200-day, stuff is not very good for the market statistically over time. But anyway, so we'll keep an eye on that. The system's more complex than that. But anyway, so right now it's mixed signals. It's saying counter trend rally, but look out, because if it switches back to red, and it doesn't look like it's anywhere close to, but if it switches back to a sell in the shorter time frame, and that could happen overnight if news hits, we could wake up tomorrow morning and it could switch to red, but I'll let you guys know. But anyway, right now we're in the counter trend rally mode. We're in what's supposed to be a counter trend rally, but it made the signal around 570. Right now we're trading around 570. So far it has not been a great signal. The last counter trend rally had made the signal around 531 and we ran up to 560. So in the time before that was a bad signal. But anyway, all right. So we'll keep you posted on that. So that's Max's volatility metric. All right, guys, I appreciate you for being here. Look for my new content. Like I say, I have 2 new videos coming out. One's about a new fund and one's just a reaction video. One's just a video where I talk about covered calls and stuff. All right, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a great day.